Preparing now. I'll let you know when it's live.
All right. Hi, Randy. How are you?
All right, we're live.
Okay, awesome. Well, hello, everybody. We're sure missing Craig. And so, we'll just jump right in here to the Ask Me Anything. Matt's doing the stuff behind the scenes. I love and appreciate you guys so much. And I think that Bill Shoemaker, can you introduce me?
Hello, everybody. Yes, we have a man who has helped 67 people become millionaires and countless others, tens of thousands, earn an income. And the greatest mentor on the planet is so incredible. He's always there to help you. He never says anything bad, expects anything. He just delivers and gives his heart. Mr. Robert Hollis.
Everybody give it up for Bill Shoemaker. That is so awesome. Hi,
No
Lisa
comparison
Marie.
to Greg.
Hi, Lisa Marie. Hi,
Greg.
Kevin. Hi, Shauna. Let me see. Hi, Kai. How you doing? See, Vernay and Unlimited Soldiers coming on here. So yeah, I you know what? I'm just going to open it up. I don't really have an opening statement this time because it really, some of the videos that I've done recently, you know what I mean? With You Can Do It and Who Do You Know? I think that we can just go straight into Q&A. It's crazy that I can be 61 years old and I'm more excited now than I can ever think about being. So it's pretty awesome. So we'll go ahead and start with the questions. So hi, Vernay. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Hey, James. James, great to have you on here. So I'm going to start with Mr. John Tier. Oh, it's got a place for me to put chat, but I don't know. Hang on, you guys. Say you never know. You never know how much somebody helps until they're not there. So Craig, we miss you. Oh, Matt, I made you host.
Right. I'm
So
just getting it all
can't-
set up on YouTube right now, so I'm going to make you a co-host, and then we should be good from there.
Good.
Thanks for your patience, everybody. I'm making sure we're all working in the background here. We are live on YouTube. Everything's working, Dad. Just give me a minute, and I can host and everything. I'll take control over that. But first, let's do.
Oh, now I muted you.
John Tier, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. You there, John?
Yep, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
All right.
Awesome. How you doing, John?
Oh, you know what? I'm just wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. Been kind of blown away with this Akashics thing. It's very, very mind blowing. And I think I have one of the things I was noticing about watching the video is I think I call it Akashic winners and whiners. You
know what? That's everything. Like I talked about in one of my videos. People will probably get mad at me saying this, but there was two groups inside Telegram that they got rid of, and I'm just like going, man, because winners just focus and go to work. Everybody else finds something wrong and, hey, are we gonna have shampoo yet? Hey, are we gonna have shampoo yet? When are you gonna? It wouldn't. Every single time that Josh would do something upbeat or Jenna would do something upbeat, you would see somewhere, are we ever going to get CBD in Canada again? Are we ever going to get CBD in Canada again? And, I hope that speaks to some of you. If you see a positive message and a positive chat and your first thing to do is throw cold water on it, check your spirit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people even want to hijack, So Lisa Marie says, Freddie and I, we just celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary. And someone underneath there say, well, me and Terry have 42. You see, it's just like, they won't even say, happy anniversary, congratulations, and many more. It's just my job is to hijack the chat.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So that goes back to the golden rule. If you don't have something good to say, how about just shutting your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, and I was just kind of reading through there, and somebody was asking about, well, why can't we do 1 to 100? Because it's 1 to 500. That's what they said right from the very beginning. It was just like obvious answers.
Yeah. It's like, okay, unlock the car door and get in. Is there any way I can just open up the door without unlocking it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is look at the success that's going on in there, and they're doing something right. Just follow what they're doing. Now I don't know how to do all that VPN stuff that they talk about.
I don't know how at all. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I was talking, and again, I want you guys that live in the United States, I wouldn't be trying to teach people to game the system. You know what I mean? I think that'll mess
because
up.
I always think that when you sow those seeds, eventually.
Yeah, but if on the other hand, if they do their research and find out, how to do it, that's a totally different thing. But one of the things that I've noticed is I'm a part of an investor group, correct? I mean, John, and that investor group was started by Network Marketing Investor Club. It was started by Eric Worre, and it's the who's who in there. There's 248 members in there. And I'm just telling you, if you guys said a name of someone that was successful in network marketing, they're in this chat. And so he just thought, one of the things that network marketers do is they make good money, but now you got to make that money make money. So the fourth deal, the investor, so you go from employed to self-employed, business owner, and then investor. You just like Warren Buffett, right? And so what's amazing in this chat is I've seen a lot of people talk about a lot of things, right? And I bet this chat was created probably 2 years ago, and what's amazing is what I'm leading with. I'll tell you guys, the videos are almost done. But what I do is I lead with, and people that don't know get this, but I lead with a withdraw coming out of the account. So all these people that have invested in so many things, you know what I mean? It always came down that like Bernie Madoff, Bernie Madoff was doing pretty well as the markets were going up. So some of you know the history of that. So all these companies that were dealing in crypto, it was like if you were promising whatever in an investment, you could just say, but where Bernie Madoff really got it, so you guys, I think you'll understand investing a little more than this, is people in general are greedy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not givers, and they're greedy. So the success, or the thing that Bernie Madoff did, is he created a company that did nothing but send out invoices. So John and I, all of us here, we all invest $100,000, and then it never failed. We always got our invoice at the end of the month, and now it says 100,000, 124,000, and then the next month it was 154,000. See, so what ends up happening in crypto, these companies, and also with investments, is people are greedy. So they let their money compound. See, that's Albert Einstein's, biggest deal. It's like the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. So if you sit there and go, whoa, and then all of a sudden it's like 4 months in or 5 months in, you doubled your money. So how many of you, if you invested 100 grand and 3-4 months later, it was 200 grand, how many of you guys would be really happy? Okay. So how many of you would then start telling people?
Yeah.
That's how these things take off. Because now you guys seen the post when, before crypto went down. Wasn't it funny that everybody every day was posting, hey, Bitcoin's 58,000 and I bought it at 22, and people are going like, hey. So when you're putting your money through these companies, when the market dropped, then everyone's trying to pull out their profit.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody could pull out their profits. So delay after delay after delay. And that's what got Bernie Madoff in trouble, is because when the stock market took a little dip in 2008, some people would go, well, listen, this is a good time to cash out. I don't have to take out, the full 300,000. You know what I mean? But I'm going to take out 100,000, which was my original investment. No, that ain't happening. And so I have a whole investment group full of 248 members. And I think I put you in that group, and you're just watching person after person complaining about them not being able to pull money out. So what I'm doing, which gets their attention right away, is I reach out to people and I said, have you done any investing with Forex? No. Well, I first want to show you a screenshot of somebody that's in the company that pulled out a withdrawal. His name is Matty Thayer, and he pulled out a withdrawal for $3,621. So you see it coming out of OX Securities, and then you immediately see it. It went into his JP Morgan Chase in Toronto. And people are like, I don't understand. Why would you show me that? Well, that if you've invested money in the past and you never were able to get it out, I just thought I would lead with the end. The end, you guys know I'm weird. I just want to show you that people are already pulling money out. So, Matty Thayer got in a month before everyone, so he made 19% in June, made over $8,500 and took a withdrawal of $3,621. Now people are going, where was that? It's on his Facebook profile. So I'd be grabbing what? Yeah. And so, but yeah, John, I'm really, really super excited. I was talking to Matt and Hannah yesterday. How many of you know that we've been talking about in the inner circle? Because it's inner circle information, I won't talk much about it. But visions of creating things that are happening. Yesterday, I got to share with my wife early in the morning, and then also with Matthew and Hannah. And I got, how many people love hearing from the tax guy? So, so there's, not only our corporation, federal, California, Montana, and then Matt and Hannah, those three, then Terry and I, those three, and then Kyle, those three. And so we got our tax returns, and I'm opening them up, and we're getting $63,000 back. The largest return I've ever gotten back is like 15,000, and I got it taped on the wall because I just thought, I want to get, people talk about paying taxes, but to get that much back, Matt's getting back, I think 23,000. Terry and I 48,000, Kyle around his $2,000. But yeah, thank you, IRS. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Also thanks to our tax guys.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool. One more quick thing, Robert. I had the law of reciprocity demonstrated on me yesterday.
Share the win.
And so what happened was this guy came to the house and he was talking about solar panels. And he was trying to show me a video of a guy houses down who had the had solar panels installed. And I couldn't really hear him. I was like, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, well, I've got to sit down because he said he hurt his Achilles. So I said, well, man, do you want some water? And so, yeah. So got him some water. When I came back out, He said, you know what? I feel like being a blessing to you. And he put a $50 bill in my hand. Do you think I listened to that guy?
Yes.
Yes.
So he gave you a gift first, and it opened up your ears.
Yes. Yes. And not only that, he got referrals too.
Yeah, when we're always looking for evidence of that being that way, you know what I mean? It really is amazing. I brought that up. I don't remember who I was talking to. Oh, it was Dave Thompson. And I was telling him, I said, have you guys seen that video where a guy's got a backpack on and he's got some great big beautiful rose in his hand, and he walks up to a girl and he hands her the rose and he said, can you hold this for me? And then he bends over and ties his shoe. And then when he stands up, he goes, have a blessed day, and walks away. And I mean, yeah, there's no way you could take that grin off her face.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, a lot of people just want to give and give and give and give. And I talk about the scales of balance. So I can't tell you guys how many times I've given away the science of getting rich and never ever heard back from the person again. And so I'm on Facebook, and all of a sudden I see this girl's deal come up, and she hit 5K. And she's not even a friend. So I went on and I said, congratulations. I said, we are super proud of you. We're just super proud of you. She then sent me a personal message back, or I mean, posted below it. And she said, Robert, my upline left the company years ago. She says, I've used your videos to achieve this 5K. I'm like, I was just being nice. You know what I mean? She says, so, you know, thank you for showing me what to do. So to see her hit 5K and see all the stuff that's happening in Nigeria right now, how many of you guys are just blowing away? I mean, and like me and Joshua was talking, there's no way that we don't know how to count this right. But there is absolutely no way that we can, I asked Joshua, I said, how many people do you think that you piqued interest with and gave away a gift? He started December of 2019. So 20, 21, 22, middle of 23, he found a bamboo shoot. Found a person that didn't make excuses, didn't need a deal, didn't need anything, had already been successful, just looking for a home. And he told me there's 4 of them in one leg. And they told me when they get paid next Thursday, they truly, truly believe that 3 of them could hit 100K in July.
Wow.
Because he said companies do 2 things. They tell them they're going to pay them and they don't. And then they tell them they're going to deliver the product and they don't. So they sold the Lagos office out of product and a new container or whatever will be there on Tuesday. They'll have it available. It's available there now, but you know, so how many of you would like to sell MDC out of a product? Yeah. Oh, we've done it. We've already done it.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's really awesome. Yeah. So any other questions, John?
You know, I just was thinking about the Akashic videos versus success and happiness. You know, which direction, you know, kind of.
Great question. Thank you for bringing this up. You guys,
man, my internet is unstable.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We can hear you though, John. So don't worry about that. It's just your video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys all know I lead with money. Okay. So I still would give away the gift. I would still pique interest and give away the gift. But have I just posted my screenshot like I've done in the group of just me making $200 in profit in 1 week? Have I sent that first? Yeah. Now, who am I sending that to? People I'm already connected with. The people that I'm doing that with have already got the Science of Getting Rich, and some of them have gotten it, you know, in 2000 and the 90s. So there are some people that I just send it out, said I've only been in this thing for a week. I've already got my $199 back from my Akashic membership fee. And then I do take some of the screenshots that Josh is sharing in the group, you know, and sharing those as well. So I just tell people, hey, listen, here's the video on Josh explaining it. And then I tell them, hey, listen, go over to this akashicgobot.com and look at all the testimonials.
That's for a select group of people. You don't do that for every single person. Then I'm taking it.
Well, yeah, if I was reaching out to a brand new cold person, I would still do the peak of interest 15 seconds that I do. Oh yeah.
Right. Right. I mean, but the video that you would show, would that be the Akashics, or would you go with the success and happiness?
The reason I'm not answering right away is I was going, why aren't I answering? Well, you know, because I prayed before I got on here. So, so it wasn't the thinking mind that was throwing an answer at you, John.
Right. No, I'm good with that. Yeah.
It would really, truly, I'm trying to get people to trust their instincts more. Because depending on how that first message goes, the tonality of it, the feel of it, everything is whether I would, you know, ask them to do me a huge personal favor. I'd really appreciate it. Do you know of anyone? And then share the steps to freedom and success. Because see, I'm still trying to get them to become an affiliate.
Right.
Yeah. So if you guys caught the who do you know video, that was me contacting the way I'm going to contact everyone I know in the United States. And in that scenario, they have to be an affiliate. And I want them to know that they can be compensated if they introduce me to somebody in another country that would like to make money with the GoBot.
Okay. I can see how that. I can see how it can all work together. Then I can see the success when it comes to affiliate. Hey, look, we can also do this if you know somebody in the United States.
Yeah. So it's always me doing a FOMO of who do you know that would like to make extra money. So I am doing a lot of testing because I want to find out what works first. That's why I came up with that thought of you know, wow, if everyone's like skittish because they've lost money and investing with other companies, the number one thing that they're concerned about is, will you be able to take money out? You know, and so I don't mind putting this in this video here. But this is the graphic that's on Maddie Thayer. They call him Maddie Pips. Yeah, that was the post that he posted.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty awesome. I was just thinking, I'm learning. I was just going to say something that I shouldn't have said. What was I going to say?
No, that's good. No,
my first thought was, I wonder how easy it is for an American citizen to actually open up a bank account in another country. Right. Because I've seen at the bottom of that, book transfer credit, JC Morgan Chase Bank in Toronto, Canada. So, you know, I'll just leave that right there, John.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey, Renee says it's not hard. And
from what I'm reading, it's like
so yeah.
From what I'm reading, it mostly says that you'll need to provide a passport, proof of address, and stuff in the United States to open up an account in Canada. I don't know how much it would be for other countries though, depending on where you want to open the account. It's a few more steps, but I'm sure you could if you wanted to. Definitely think about the tax stuff though.
I don't know why a person would need a bank account in another country with a credit card that was in another country. I don't know why someone would need that, but it's just a thought. I know I'm not going to teach anybody. Just like,
Yeah.
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 Okay, John, I love you and appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Have a great weekend. I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Lisa, I've always heard of a Swiss bank account, but I didn't. I've also heard of the Panama Papers. So it's like I don't.
Yeah, it's funny how fast that disappeared though. But okay, thank you so much, John. Appreciate your question. We do have a question from chat that I'm sure you could answer really quick before we move on to Bill.
Please,
I also want to tell everybody here to raise your hand. You can click on the reaction button and just click raise hand if you want to ask your question on here. You could also type it in chat, and then for the people that are watching us on YouTube, you can type in chat your questions for Robert on there as well, and I will pass them on to him. So the first question is from Coach Natasha from YouTube. Where can I find shareable books like how Robert gives out as gifts?
The reason that I used the one, Natasha, I'll post here in the group here. The reason that I use The Science of Getting Rich is, of course, because of all the documentation behind it. And so because it's 100 years old, there's a list from Wikisource. So Matt, if you want to copy that and put it in the YouTube. And here's my suggestion, Coach Natasha. I purposely have not shared other books other than if I told you, one of my favorite is, of course, Ogmandino's Greatest Miracle in the World. Oh yeah, my book, because I have the rights to it, correct. But with Ogmandino's book, I always send the affiliate link to Amazon. So there are people that will send you stuff that they don't have the rights to, and I just don't want to sow those seeds. Did you guys catch that? So, there's people that will share links of people that went on public domain and took in the books and they sell the books, or give them away. But the person that created that book, in my opinion, the Ogmandino Foundation should get money from every book that I point to on Amazon. Does that make sense? And it's funny because who's ever in control of that is really, really good. There's Think and Grow Rich in Ogmandino's book that if you ever try to find it free online, it doesn't mean because you found it free online that you should share it for free. So everything you give, you get. Don't plant bad seeds. So yeah, this is the only book I really share other than my personal book. So thank you, Jody. Jody's like, hey, Matt started laughing.
I knew it was coming though, Yeah. You guys are awesome. So thank you. So the next person that has their hand up is Bill. Bill, I'm going to ask you to unmute and you can ask your question to Robert. You with us, Bill?
Yes, thank you, Matt. You are incredible, brother. Thank you for doing all that you do. Robert, no problem. You're just amazing. What can I say?
Yeah. I love you, man.
I love you too. And you, like I always say, you've taken all my excuses away. I have no excuse for not succeeding. And I think that's why there's not a lot of hands up, because you've already told us what to do. So John asked my question, so you answered them. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you, Bill.
I wanted to give you a shout out to Nigeria and Joshua. They were on, he had a Zoom last week and I was on it, and he was so respectful and gave me so much praise, and I gave a testimony, not a really great testimony as far as I'm concerned, but I gave a testimony. I go, man, I really need to give a better testimony than what I did. but they're just such awesome people, and they really inspire me to do that.
Oh, yeah. It's you know, I even asked the two guys, Joshua and Mosh, that actually hit 10K their first month in the company. They all got in around June 2nd, June 3rd, right in there. And I asked them, I said, you know, have you heard of My Daily Choice before? And the person that really lighted this up, again, you just got to keep asking people who they know, is I'm trying to think of that guy's name. He'll come to me in a second. He hit 1K. But there was a large group of people that worked with Josh Wagle selling the product for Syntech. And they all made just stupid money. And so the guy said, I don't know why I never ever thought about another company doing it until he said in the last 4 months or 3 months, the prices for gasoline, petrol in Nigeria is just like gone crazy. So again, that there was their awareness, you know what I mean? The awareness stepped up, and it's like when everyone all day is complaining about how much it costs to put petrol in your tank, bingo, it happened. So that's why they're also urgent too, because they were going like, you know, so people go, wow, we've been in Africa for a while. And so it's crazy how we get adjusted. You guys know this, not getting political here, but what they'll do is they'll say, hey, listen, you know, we'll drop your taxes if you'll allow us to eliminate all these deductions. And we'll go, wow, that's awesome. Then everyone agrees to it. And then they raise the taxes up. You know what I mean? So it's this deal in the human mind where, you know, right now people are saying, have you noticed that Bitcoin's gone up since the beginning of the year? So if you bought Bitcoin at the beginning of this year to now halfway through the year, you made money. See, no one wants to talk about that. It's still more than half a price that it was back in November a year or so ago. So that's what they do with gasoline. So I think that they raise it up and everyone complains. And then if they drop it $1, then everyone stops bitching and complaining, not realizing that it's still $1.50 higher than it was 2 years ago. See, I see everybody nodding their heads. I think there's this game that they play with us where they stretch us, get us all pissed off, and we're going to, you know, do a riot on the Capitol, and then they just drop it. And they say, see, we dropped it by 30 cents. And everybody's going, oh, man, I'm okay. It's like, what? So, Bill, thank you for being a great host and a jump in with no.
Thank you, brother.
No warning whatsoever.
Yeah, so I want to say, people in Africa can do this. Anybody can do this.
You know, I'm going to help this month. I promise you guys. I'm going to do an interview with him.
Awesome.
Definitely going to do an interview with him. I think his volume topped off, if I didn't say that already, $18,710.
Wow.
So I did one Zoom with him at the beginning of the month, and I told them all if they hit 25K that I'm coming to Nigeria. So they told me, get your ticket for August. I'm going,
not a problem.
I told them, I don't want to wait till August. Knock it out in the middle of the month. What I thought you guys said you're leaders, and they're like, challenge accepted. So how many people, if I post on my Facebook and my social media that I'm going to Nigeria, Africa, you know, how many people would come out of the woodworks going, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Oh my God. You know, there's people that get kidnapped and yeah. There's that people get kidnapped right here in the United States.
Right.
So thank you, Bill. Love and appreciate you, man.
You likewise, brother.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you.
Anybody else got a question?
I was going to say, to raise your guys' hands, you click the reaction button if you have a question on here. I do have a couple of questions from YouTube, if you don't mind.
Okay, cool.
We've got Lucky CBD Life asks, will the Akashics be available in the US soon, possibly?
I would say anything's possible.
Just don't plan on it and think, okay, it could be next month or anything like that. Just look to MDC and see when they say any announcements. So
right now, the FTC is on a wide open. I don't know if you guys know of a competitive company that's really, has been the best in this industry. And it used to be called iMarkets Live. Now I think it's called Market Academy or whatever. But the FTC just launched a big, giant investigation on them. So if you put in IML or iMarkets Live or whatever, right now the FTC is going after them. And believe it or not, the 3 top money earners. And so
for income claims, right?
One is Alex Morton. The other one is Josh Brown. And the other one was Matty Thayer, the guy that we just showed that. And so they went out to all of them, including the owner of the company. None of them wanted to cooperate. Matty Thayer said, I'm transparent. What do you guys need? He gave them all the documents they asked for, and they took his name off the lawsuit. So that's the guy that's leading us with Akasha. So
it reminds me of like the Jordan Belfort stuff. It's like if you just work with the feds, you know what I mean, in those types of situations.
Yeah, you're wrong. We're going to court. So that guy is running us. I mean, he is like, if you guys plug into some of the stuff he's doing, he's got, every one of us is uniquely different. He's got a whole different style. He's got a neon light behind him. Like I think it's in his office that says Matty T's cashing in checks and breaking necks or something.
I was gonna say it sounds like my style there.
It's pretty funny.
Awesome. And that was actually Sarah Peebles that was asking that question. So
okay, yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Honestly, people have always asked me this for 36 years about when is the country going to open and when are we going to have a certain product in there. I want you guys to listen to this close and not get mad. Is there any one of you that can actually listen to somebody think and talk and know where their head is? So let me give him so I'm not saying Sarah's this person, right? But a majority of the people that are saying, well, when is this going to be available in this country? Or when is this going to happen? Or when is this going to happen? And they just end up being the same people that once that's solved, then they ask you another question of when this is going to happen and when this is going to happen. Did you guys catch that? So I was talking to some of my, good friends since we started this, and they're like, well, when is it going to be available in the United States? And I said, between 3 and 4 million. And they go, 3 and 4 million what? That's how much I'm going to frickin' make. And they should open it up right between me making $3 and $4 million with this. You idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, golly, people are like, when is this country going to open? And then all of a sudden, bingo, we got Akashics and travel. And now it's available in 200 countries. And it's like, well, when do you think they're going to get the sprays in Ethiopia? Wow. I just think that you should find something else to do. I really, really do. So you guys will notice that people that are asking when it's going to be available in the United States, and I know I shared this on the video, but let me go a little longer with this. See, when I first started with MDC, can I give you guys a snapshot? Because it's always the parent that walked uphill both ways and snow up to their waist. That's funny, right? So we had 3 sprays and we had 500 in natural and peppermint. We didn't have 750. We didn't have 1500, natural and peppermint, and 3 sprays when I started 5 years and 3 months ago. Here's another one. You guys ready for this? We're marketing CBD, but we only could mail it to 7 states. If that opportunity was available today, I don't know how many people would get in it. I got in it. And it's hard to believe that from March to the end of that year, 2018, the government signed the Farm Act into law. Do you guys know how crazy this is? Do you know it's federally legal in every state for us to ship CBD? And it's got 0.03% THC in it. But it's federally illegal for cannabis. Do you guys find that bizarre? There's still states in the United States that you can't market CBD to unless it comes from their state. So now some states are pulling it off just like Canada is. You know, they're using legalities within there. It needs to be growing here. That needs a license. It needs to be sold here. That needs a license. And there's also a license that has to distribute it. Like, it sounds like a lot of things you got to do to make money from, you know what I mean? But I got in because I'm always selling on the future vision. Vision inspires success in others now. So I put my head down and I focus on it because that allows that to come to fruition. Do you think that I personally was responsible for the hemp bill to get signed in, the Farm Act to be signed in? No, just like me and a lot of people that say, man, you know, when this finally becomes legal in all 50 states, what we're going to do? And so today there's still a lot of countries that we can't ever bring CBD in right now. Do you know in Malaysia, a doctor was giving CBD to 21 of his patients. He got a life sentence in prison. So, you know, so ask your mind, you know, when is it going to be available in the United States? That is going to be one freaking exciting day. Because I'm going to have so many people exposed to it and be making so much money that when it happens, it explodes. So I said this before, and then I'll stop. How many of you guys realize that I got a pretty good international market? I got like 9,000 active affiliates outside of the United States because I started building international 4 years ago. Do you guys catch that? And now Akashic comes out, and now I got 9,000 active people that are going to buy an Akashic membership. And some of you are going, well, maybe now I should go international. No, you should have went international when you started. So hope that helped you.
Thank you, Dad. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple things that people tend to do. Like, expectations can be really bad for your mind. So it's really important to not plan based off of those expectations. It's better to just live more in the now and figure out what you have at your disposal and utilize it to the best of your ability, learn how to utilize it to the best of your ability. And then if things change, be open to change and moving into a new way of doing things. You know, I think that's one of those things that's really kept you successful through this stuff, Dad, is just constantly adapting. And if all of a sudden this is available or this is available, just look at it and be grateful and be like, awesome, I have the opportunity to do this. Instead of looking what you lack, look at the things that you have. So that's definitely my advice. So with that said, I'm going to move on to the next person. Arthur, you have your hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute and you can ask Robert your question. Are you with us, Arthur?
I am. Can you hear me?
Can hear you
Arthur,
great.
how are you, man?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. It was great to spend some time in Nashville.
It was, yes. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, running back and forth like a chicken with its head cut off.
You're worth it, my friend.
Thank you. Man, you had me on a couple different tangents from my original question, but you know, here in Arizona, they this last election cycle, they legalized marijuana here in Arizona. So it's kind of interesting that it's legal nationally, legal statewide, but to get the gummy D products that My Daily Choice has. We can't get those here.
Yeah.
No, it's funny how some
But-
states have legal marijuana but non-legal CBD. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
It's
but
very
I can go to the store and I can go get it. I can
Yeah.
go to the store and go get it. They just can't ship it here in Arizona, which is
Right.
I don't understand that. It's so weird.
The brief answer I could give that to you, Arthur, is first of all, I was going to give you one, and then my mentor that's not with us, but he is with us, Jim Rowan, just slapped me up the side of the head and said, "Don't you find that interesting? I would, if I were you, I wouldn't take that class." But what I was going to share with you is it just really, really blew my mind away with all the laws that had to do once when alcohol was banned in the United States, prohibition. Well, as soon as they took prohibition away federally, then each and every state has their own laws. You guys want to hear something funny? Have you ever heard of a whiskey called Jack Daniels? Jack Daniels is made in a city that is dry. The city laws and the county laws where they make Jack Daniels, you are not allowed to consume alcohol.
Pennsylvania?
Look it up. They've even done commercials about it. It's you're like, man, what the hell is going on there? And maybe they want to make sure the workers show up. I don't but Arthur, it is weird to see how it's different from every state. I have a lot of wealthy friends in Las Vegas. Well, they're just
It doesn't bother me because I don't do that stuff really. I mean, I have some the gummies or whatever, but I got those from somebody else who sent them to me.
Yeah. Well, now you said that on a recorded deal, so now you're going to get a knock on the door.
No, they're going to be gone before then.
Arthur's going to get rid of
no
the
evidence. No evidence.
Yeah, it is. It's really bizarre, and that's why I usually say, listen, you gotta bring that up. But like in Las Vegas, they forced everyone when they made it legal in Las Vegas that the growers have to grow it in Nevada. Isn't that crazy? So that's what they do first. Then the places that sell it cannot transport it. So get this, these giant, what do they call them, Matt? Dispensaries. Yeah. These giant dispensaries are showing up. And as soon as they would show up, people were buying the building right next to it, regardless of where it was. And so Las Vegas, when they opened it and made it legal, no one had gotten a license to transport it from the grower to the dispensary. Don't you guys find this sort of stupid? Yeah. And so guess who got those licensing? The people that distribute alcohol. So say every place you can start going, wait a minute, this doesn't sound ethical. You know what I mean? It's like
it's all money.
So those distributors that transport alcohol were buying up these buildings so they can store whatever they want to store in the building. And you'll see a security guard. They open up the door, Arthur, between the both buildings. They cut a doorway between the two places. And there's a guard standing there with a license, and they're just pushing plastic containers through the door. And they get paid for every one of the damn plastic containers that go through that door. And I'm going like, ridiculous. But I think, Arthur, you would agree that we could talk all a day about some of the stuff stupid people do. But it's crazy. It really is.
Well, and then the other thing was too, that person that was asking that question, I was like, well, what if they change their mindset to where, it's not available in the US right now for the Akashics gold bot, but what if they changed their mindset and went after everywhere else it was available? That way they could make the money and they could possibly go purchase a house in Canada and live there for 6 months. Then they could actually get the bot in Canada and come back and forth between the two.
the mind is constantly, the question we propose to ourselves is, how can I make this happen? How can I make this happen? So I was just having a small conversation with Matt. I don't want Matt to go in details on a recording. But I just said, hey, Matt, have you heard where you can change your IP address? And he started laughing at me. And I'm going like, why are you laughing at me? And he goes, Dad, there's, when I first figured out the internet, I bought a service that allowed me to change my IP address to places like in Japan, because Japan allows people to do things that you can't do in the United States. And I was going like, hey, you don't need to keep going on. I'm fine with not knowing the rest.
I was gonna say, he's making it sound worse than it is. Watching Japanese Netflix, you guys.
And I'm going like, no, don't tell me, because if I hear, then so I'm thinking Matt's running some kind of illegal deals on the internet since he was on the internet. I'm like, no wonder the guy's got so much money.
Like, now Kyle has a reason to move to Japan, right?
Yeah.
It's
True.
perfect time for him to move.
Yeah, Japan would be really nice. It's always been like a plan for us to go there. At least me and Kyle, and Hannah.
We'll definitely do that.
So my question, getting to the one I originally had,
Okay.
At the View, during one of the acts that Mark did, he the story time one where he had the books.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the books and the stories that we tell. He said that the story that we should all be telling, instead of all these different stories about NDC, is the marketplace story. Where does that fit into with everything that we're doing here? Am I just going to be doing it generally on social media? Like, where in the process am I going to be bringing that in, and how do we make it more concise?
Yeah, Mark was exactly trained by the same mentor as I have. So you'll notice that as soon as Mark became a part of MDC, there's been this thing that, you should lead with the opportunity. So even though marketplace is where all our products are, Arthur, I'm still leading, and Mark still leads with, look for the seeds inside the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and I still lead with, hey, Arthur, I was hoping you could do me a huge favor. I'd really appreciate it. Do you know anyone right now that needs to make some extra money? That's it.
Okay.
So the marketplace story is, where can you become a free affiliate? Share your free affiliate link with the free back office and the free mobile app, and allow people to purchase premium quality products from the marketplace instead of Target, Walmart, and Costco and Amazon, and supplement your income and eventually double it and replace it. So that's classic, honestly. Classic Earl Schull, classic Jim Rohn, classic Rich DeVos and Jay Van Alden of Amway. Unfortunately, they're not leaving either. When you lead with MDC Marketplace, in my opinion, that isn't good enough, including premium quality products, to get someone to make a decision.
Right.
I was just sharing this with a guy, a leader, Vicente, in Mexico that I know really well. And when I met Bill, you guys always hear my story, and I say that I made $10,210 in my first 45 days. If you've always listened to my stories, I don't talk about my first 2 weeks. And when I do talk about my first 2 weeks, is I was invited down. I watched a video with Bill on it, and then Bill came out after the video and drew circles, and that's when I got it. But then that was in downtown LA, and he went back to San Diego. So now the upline that I had here, when I asked him, so what do I do? It was all based around selling water filters and air filters. It was all product focused. Everything was product. And so when one of them did a blessing for me that I was pissed off at to begin with, and said I had to show up at the event or he wasn't going to work with me, that's when I ran into the guy that said, money, you want to make money? Yes, no. And he told me to get a hold of Bill. So when Bill called me that Monday after the event, I went down and spent almost a week with him in San Diego. just jumped in my used beat up Celica, slept in my Celica, and worked with him. And then I heard the paradigm shift. You know, it's like, he goes, Robert, he says, are you pretty good at selling water filters? And I said, no. And he goes, I said, I need to replace $3,800. You know what I mean? And he goes, well, listen, I want you to do this imagination. He says, I run it out in the paper. We put 100 people in a room. You go out with your best pitch and your documentation on water and air, and you do your best with that 100 people in that crowd to sell them a water or air filter. He says, then I'm going to come up after you, and I'm going to open up my wallet and pull out 3 $100 bills. And I'm going to ask everyone in the audience how many people would like this $300. He goes, I'm going to kick your ass every day of the week. And that was not an easy transition for me, Arthur. For 27 years in my head, work Monday through Friday, get paid, spend it. Work Monday through Friday, get paid, spend it. Work Monday through Friday, get paid, spend it. So when people say, I need to make money, there's only two thoughts that have in their mind: borrow it or sell something. See, that's the only mind does. I need to do a garage sale. I need to take something to the pawn shop. I need to ask a family or friend member to borrow money. See, that's the only thoughts they have. So now you bring them in and say, Arthur, listen, there's this business model that's been around for 154 years. And you actually can become an affiliate of a company and actually teach other people how to earn money and generate a group of people as large as you want to make whatever you want. And you get two things: residual and leverage. So if you went to Amway's website, it takes less than 2 seconds for them to punch you in the face. You go to Amway's website, I want to find out about the business. You want to make money? We will show you how to make money. This is exactly what you need to do to build a future for your family. They don't say, we got a website that you can buy a bunch of stuff from. Like they don't say that. Why wouldn't they say that?
So I'm just wondering then, so don't talk about the marketplace than what Mark is talking about.
Yeah, it's part of the story after the money, Arthur.
Okay, so after they get signed up then.
Yeah, my story is like, so right after a person becomes an affiliate, then I'm going to say to them, listen, look at all these premium quality products.
Okay, all right, I got it. Yeah.
Got it.
Does that answer your question, Arthur?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was just wondering where in the spot to be doing that at. Like if you had to like draw it out on a whiteboard, Dad, what would it be? Like, what would the steps be?
Arthur, if you're like me and do nothing but pique interest and share videos, I don't have to do that part. The videos do that part.
Right.
I'm
just wondering why Mark brought it up then. Like, why even have that whole skit about doing that?
Well, I think there's different personality types, right, Dad?
Yeah. Well, not only that, Arthur, but Mark understands the audience that he's speaking to. The best presenter in the world understands their audience. And there is audiences in there that they only market MDC products once a year. Let that play with your head. Yeah. There's people in that audience that save up their money for a year and buy a year's supply of HempWorks products on 420.
Yeah, I know.
So you would want to tell them, hey, you should be telling the story about the whole marketplace. Because a transition from that to opportunity is too big of a jump for them.
No, yeah, I'm sure MDC has totally different markets in the way that they market things to different people, just like any company would, right? You know, it's just smart business. So when you think about a company that's as massive as MDC has become, then you're in situations where there's people that are just buying and selling product and are interested zero in the business opportunity part of it. So you like have to mix those two things together and appease both sides, both the people that are doing the opportunity and the marketplace. So you kind of like have to intermingle those things in your training and things, especially. So I'm assuming that it's from that place more than anything, but I mean, that's something that you could ask Mark himself possibly. So
yeah, because people, I want to get to the common denominator of all psychology. That's why I lead with money. Because people that are not money motivated, sometimes are just not product oriented either. Because if they're not money motivated, they'll leave you in a heartbeat just for price, because there's nothing tied to it. So I know people that deliberately take ingredients, and now because of technology, they can take those ingredients and put it on like Google, and they'll find other products with the exact same ingredients. Because a lot of people don't know this, Arthur, but there's only two like giant companies that make cosmetics. There's a lot of cosmetics out there, a lot of brand names. Those people went to those same perfect manufacturers that make the best one, and now we got Arthur's cologne. See what I mean? So they just white label it.
Yeah, white labeling.
And away they go. You see what I'm saying? And so people like that will take a product and they'll cause two brands. I know you guys don't know other companies that do this. So people are going like, hey, I got my cell phone service from Target. That's like, well, why don't you go look it up and find out that it's a part of Verizon or a part of AT&T? These guys are not stupid.
Yeah.
So they like make their own competitors, like Nestle. If you looked at all the companies Nestle owns.
Well, it's like the Ring camera and the Blink camera. Amazon bought both of them when they were starting out, and people think they have a choice, but you don't. They're both owned by the same company.
Right.
Perfect, Arthur. All right, you guys, I'm gonna, unless
does that answer your question?
I wanted
yeah, it does. Thanks, Matt.
I wanted
Awesome.
to just do an hour today. Matt, go ahead.
No, sure. Yeah. I just saw one last question in chat on here. Well, actually, there's two, but if you have to go and you want to wrap it up, we could save. I'll just save them for next time.
Let's hit them fast so we can at least say we did our best.
Awesome. Well, the first question is from Faith from YouTube. When you were connecting to get 5,000 friends, did you friend people that sent you requests that you hadn't connected with, or did you only friend the people that got back to you?
My first goal was 5,000 friends. My second goal was to have those 5,000 friends that were connected with the same thought. And guess what my third goal is now, and I still haven't reached it. I want all 5,000 of my Facebook friends to actually be in business with me. That means that I'd be getting rid of some family and friends. So Matt and I communicate on Telegram, so I'll have to block him. No,
it's all right. I'm not really on there anyway.
That's really not on Facebook. So I hope that helped you. So the first goal is, wouldn't it be cool to see how fast you could get to 5,000 friends? And then how fast you could make sure that you sorted those 5,000 friends? Because to get 5,000 friends, then you would reach out and say, listen, it's important for me if I'm a friend with somebody on Facebook that I want to be connected with them. So I thought I'd just reach out and try to establish that connection. Then if they try to cross pitch you or don't reply, you replace them with somebody else. How I replace friends is very easy. On their birthday. I haven't talked about that forever. So every day I look at the people on my birthday. I look at every one of their Facebook profiles and I see the last time they posted and the last message that we connected with. If they're no longer connecting, no longer posting on Facebook, I unfriend them. That allows me to add all these new people, that about 200 new people from Nigeria. So I'm constantly doing that and wishing them happy birthday. And some of you, if you guys are friends of mine on Facebook, you've gotten a message from me. And so that's really cool. Matt,
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Faith, for the question. I hope that answers it. And then the other question is from Coach Bob on here. He says, "Hi, Robert. Could you talk a little bit about recruiting and maybe some steps that you go through? Having issues with people replying to emails or setting up phone calls. Thanks."
Man, thank you for the question, Coach Bob. I'll answer it in two ways. Is first of all, golly, Matt and I don't want to go into a long story, but Matt and I did this whole, coaching thing and emails. Matt, how many active emails did we have?
60,000.
60,000 active people on email. And all of a sudden it just like, the spam calls, first it's like everyone's got their ringer shut off and it goes right to voicemail. If you were trying to call me, Bob, you wouldn't even get through, because I have two different apps that are on there that just stops them from even getting to me. So even if they got to me, my ringer shut off. And so me and Matt got rid of our 60,000 active emails because no one would respond to them. So now just like everything in life, now people seem to respond to messaging, through Facebook messaging, Telegram, WhatsApp. It's like these are now taken over. In fact, you always hear and this has been, I'm late to the game, Bob. I'm telling you, even though I've been doing this really good for like 5 years, I'm still late to the game, because if you listen to any rapper or anything, they all talk about she hopped into my DM. You know what I mean? So, so the whole thing is people are, direct messaging, people on their Instagram account or their TikTok account or Twitter or something like this. So I say all that to say to you, Bob, and I'll send you a link so you can go through some of the videos. But first thing I do is I send a voice clip with my audible mouth. So I just hit it on the messenger and I say, "Hey, Bob, I just wanted to reach out to you and connect with you. I hope everything's going great. And I hope you're having the best year ever." So I do a verbal peak of interest that's 10 to 15 seconds long. Blam, 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 blam. And then you put texting. Man, I don't do any texting, but it's crazy in the last year how bad spam has gotten on texting. It's like, so me, I don't want to connect to just connect. I want to connect to establish a relationship and make money, Bob. I got 20,000 people in my group. It's not a one-time sell thing for me. So I'll reach out there and leave a message. And the second thing that I do is when they respond back, the ones that do, then I'll reach out and say, "Hey, listen, I thank you very much for the reply. I would just like to send you a gift that I got from my mentor that really changed my life. And this is the audios and the book on the science of getting rich." And so in my philosophy of doing this for 36 years, Bob, if you give somebody a gift, it's like the connection happens instantaneously. It's like, so I posted in the group here. I don't know if you've seen it, where I posted the links and the audios for the science of getting rich. And then I also posted where you can get the wiki source. So that's exactly what I did. And so then after that, they usually respond, Bob, like, "Wow, thank you very much." In fact, if you listen to chapters 4, 14, and 7, that's what really altered and changed my whole life. Now, the last part is then I'll say to them, "Hey, Bob, I was wondering if you also could do me a huge personal favor. I'd really appreciate it. Do you currently know of anyone that needs to make extra money? What I'd like to do is send you a short video of my business partner showing the documentation, and then you can become an affiliate for free, and I'll point and guide direct you to all the stuff that you need to make a good decision to referring me to people." So the whole 36 years, Bob, I've been taught to build a relationship with someone and then get them excited so they'll introduce me to their very, very best people. So this is something that I feel is a lost science in sales and network marketing. And so my mentor, I'll close with this, Bob. My mentor one time had all the top ranks stand up. So if we're talking about MDC, can you imagine Mark or Josh standing in front of the group and saying, "I want all master affiliates, super affiliates, and 500Ks to stand up"? they all stand up. Now he says, I want you to continue standing. Continue standing if this is the way you were brought in. How many of you clicked on an email? How many of you clicked on a message on message? How many of you clicked on a chat? How many of you answered an ad? So all these other ways that people get, don't get mad at me, Bob, ordinary people that do nothing. Some people are like, I want to do Facebook advertising. I want to do this advertising. I want to do, you know, a massive delivery of 2 billion emails. All these things of not connecting with people don't find a Robert Hollis. So he mentioned every way that people wanted to do the shortcut. And he says, if that's the way you were brought in, continue standing, and everyone sat down. And he says, okay, stand back up. Robert Hollis, yeah. How'd you find out about me? My cousin was dating a guy, and he asked me if I'd like to make money at a barbecue. Met him at a barbecue, and he called me up. He properly edified you of making 62 grand a month. And I told him I'd come pick him up. So you'll find out that, in my opinion, people that make $200,000 or more are just too focused. They're so focused on what they're doing to get to the next level that the only way you're going to get those people's attention is from their warm market. Isn't that interesting? So you always will see a very good internet marketer, an email marketer, all the things that other people do to make money. But it just doesn't seem to work in network marketing. Because me, I was already, you know, in mid 80s, I was already making $60,000 a year. Everyone I hung around, I was making twice the money they were making. So my focus was being a crew chief, and no one was going to tell me any different. As soon as I heard someone, what do you mean someone's making 62 grand a month? Those are the people, Bob, I deliberately look for. So now when you see a Candice Bird Davis in my group, or a Melody Ryba in my group, she's one of the people that hit millionaire status with me. And then, you know, people like Tomas and Shandor, these are people that you, in my opinion, you can't find in traditional ways of marketing. Did that help you? Excellent. And I'm going to post down here. You please reach out to me on Facebook and send me a private message, but I'm going to post in here those little steps that I go through. But great question, Bob. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bob. And we do have a few other questions, but I feel like it would probably it would take you a bit to answer some of them. So do you want them to just reach out to you personally? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyone that's asked questions or still has questions for Robert, reach out to him personally. You can reach out on Facebook. Is that the best place to reach out? Yeah. Facebook or Telegram, either way. Awesome. So that's what we'll do, you guys. And let me post those in the group. Yeah, absolutely. Please. I'll send them on YouTube here for everybody else. Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. Thank you for the questions. I gotta go help Grandma. Me and Kyle got to go help Grandma. So yeah, I know. All right. Thanks, Dad. Thank you so much for answering all the questions. I'm sure Robert will be back tomorrow for a live at noon Pacific. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute here so we can all say goodbye. I got it.
See you, Bob. Hey, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Jody, Pam, John.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Kevin, Shauna.
Have a great
Amy,
4th
Mike.
weekend for all you
See
Americans.
you later.
Oh yeah, 4th of July. But yeah, we'll do like 3 videos before then.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Coach Bob. Thanks, Jerome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Guy, Randy, Billy.
Robert, Matt, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Very
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lewis.